Hi everyone, good morning, and how are you today? I hope you're having a good time. Well, today we're studying math and we'll be looking at lesson 12, unit 2. Please open your student book to page 216 because we'll be looking at that page. That's where we have unit 2. So today we're looking at frequency tables, pictograms, and bar line charts. These are other ways of presenting data. Let's go ahead. What's our lesson objective for today? Today, we want to look at how to draw and interpret the frequency table. We're going to see how to draw and interpret the pictogram. And finally, how to draw and interpret bar line charts. Let's see what a frequency table is. Remember, the three things we're looking at today are frequency table, the bar line charts, and we'll also be looking at the pictogram. But first, what is a frequency table? Remember that in our last slides or in our last lessons, we've been looking at how to draw the graph. And the pattern of graph we have been drawing is called a line graph, where you have the vertical and horizontal axis, and then you have the dots connecting the information on the vertical axis with the information on the horizontal axis. So these dots, when we draw lines to connect the dots, it becomes a line graph. But let's look also at frequency table, also bearing in mind that what we're studying is data handling. We're trying to look at how to give information, how to compute information, as in arrange information in such a way that it will be easy for another person to understand. For example, the current situation we have about the COVID-19 virus. It is easy for you to log on to some sites and get quick information about what is happening all around the world in different countries. Even though we have so many countries, but you can quickly look at the tables and you see the total number of new cases, total number of deaths, total number of and so on. So these are ways of handling data. Okay, that is exactly what we're studying. So let's also look at the frequency table. The frequency table is one table that will show you how many times each number appears. What it does is it will show you the number or the information, and then it will show you a tally. The tally is something that is peculiar to the frequency table. You're going to see this tally. You see the tally section? It has like a grouping of 5. A grouping of 5. Now, when it exceeds 5, once the number exceeds 5, it starts to make another group again. Okay, now I think I showed you this during our Zoom class, how the grouping for the tally is done. So if, for example, if you have 20 in the tally, if the frequency is 20, the tally is going to be in four groups of 5. So it means you have one group just like you have in 2, 3, and 4. You see the four strokes, and then there is one of it crossing it. That makes a group of 5. Then the extra ones will come after. If you have like 10 or 20, another group of complete 5 like this is going to be made, and then another group, and then another group if you had 20. So you're going to have a full complete set of 4 groups. I hope you understand what I mean. That's the one full group is the 4 strokes and the one line crossing it. That represents 5. That's one group. So if you count each of them, you will see that you have 4 on the first one. Score 1 has 4. Those who scored 1. Because it's talking about a set of scores. Probably year 5 students, their math scores. Those who scored 1, 4 of them scored 1. See the frequency? 4 people scored 1, and the tally is showing just 4 strokes. Those who scored 2 and 9. if you see the frequency there, under the frequency column, you see we have 9. So the tally would equally show 9 strokes, but it will group it into 5 each. So of course the first grouping of 5 is made, that's 4 strokes, and then 1 crosses it. But the second one is only 4 because we don't have up to 5, it's just 9. So that's how the grouping is made. If you check through the other ones, you'll find out that it's exactly the same way the grouping is made. Where you don't have up to 5 in the frequency, you will only have the number of strokes in the tally. For example, look at 3 and 2. It's not up to 5. So we only have 3 strokes under the tally. For 2 as well, we have 2 strokes only under the tally because the number of people who scored 6 and 5 are not up to 5. So basically what a frequency table does is it shows you how many times a particular information occurs. 5 occurs 3 times. That means 5 people scored, 3 people, scored 5. 2 people scored 6. So it's easy for you to know the frequency here. Now let's see the next one. The next one is pictogram. Now, mentioning the word pictogram alone, what does it tell you, or what do you think a pictogram is? Okay, well, you might be right. A pictogram shows information using pictures, of course, just as you can see. So now look at this picture we have here. The picture shows some form of information. If I asked, how many people are currently in the class, seated in the class and are studying? If you look at it, you find out that we have 2 people, those ones raising their hands in the second row of the picture, the first picture on the second row. We have 2 people seated, apparently they are having a class. The second picture also on the second row, there is 1 person seated, apparently the person is having a class. Look at the third row, the second picture on the third row, we also have 2 people. So if we said, how many people are currently studying in school or in the class, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 people. Okay, then if we said, how many people are currently on their way either to the class or on their way home? How many people are currently on their way home from school? We have 2 people crossing the road on the second row of the picture, the last picture on the second row. You see the 2 people crossing the road like a zebra crossing with bags at their back. Okay, the first picture as well, there are 2 people there, and then the third row, we equally have 2 people there. Okay, so what does this show us? It shows us that we have about 6 people that have left the school and are currently on their way home. Now, what am I trying to explain to you? Basically, what the pictogram does is it will use a picture to show you the information. It may not say any word, but it will show you a picture and give you information with the picture. How many students are currently having PE? Can you see that? We have 2 people running, so we can say 2 students are currently having PE. Okay, the last picture on the third row, we can say how many students are currently in the teacher room. Students in the teacher room are 2. Maybe they went to meet one of the teachers. Okay, so this is exactly how the pictogram shows its own information. I'll also show you what we have in your student book so you can have more idea about how a pictogram shows information. Also, when you go out, if you look up at in companies or probably in hospitals, you notice you have an image at the top of the door. Some of them would, or when you want to go into a toilet, it just shows you the images. Then you know, oh, this must be the toilet, because it shows you the image of the toilet. It shows you the image of the male or female, so you can differentiate. What about prayer room? It only shows you the image of someone praying. So you know, oh, you are able to identify this is a prayer room. So this is how pictogram shows its information. And the next one is bar line chart. Remember, we've been looking at the line graph. The bar line chart is going to show information using bars or block lines, just like what you can see in the picture here. It shows information using bars or block lines. So look at the one we have in the book, in our student book, page 216. Look at the frequency table as well. Look at the tally. That's the line pointing towards the frequency table. We have the tally and we have the frequency. How many students like birds? How many students like cats? How many students have fish as their pets? How many have lizard, snake, and rabbits? So on a quick look at the frequency table, you will know that the most popular pet is the cat because 6 has the highest. So frequency table can makes us to know or have a quick understanding of the information that is being presented to us. Now look, which of the pets do the children not like so much, or the least popular pet is the lizard, because the lizard, only one child has the lizard, and of course no child has the snake, so the snake is not, you know, a pet that any child wants to have. Look at the pictogram here. It's showing us the fruits that we have in a fruit salad. Now we have the arrow pointing towards the pictogram. That's the pictogram. We have fruit salad. It's showing us how many apples, how many oranges, bananas, pear, and cherry. Looking at this now, we'll find out that, or we can say, this person doesn't really like cherries because it's the cherry that is the least fruits that we have in the fruit salad. But the person must really like apples because apples seems to be the most that we have in the fruit salad. So this is just a way of taking a quick look, or the pictogram helps us to have a quick look or a quick understanding of the graph or the information that is being presented to us through pictures. Then finally, the bar line chart. That's the arrow pointing towards the bar line chart. Bar line chart, like I said in the previous slide, it's makes use of bars or block lines to show information. So today we've learned to be able to draw and interpret a frequency table, the pictogram, and our bar line graph. And of course, we already know what the line graph is. It's the end of a lesson. Until we have another lesson again, take care of yourselves and be safe. Bye.